Blades of grass. What do blades of grass and ChatGPT have in common? Well, stick around, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's vlog. Hey, I'm Dave. Welcome to Old Ned's Studio. This is vlog 177. Now, today we're going to talk about blades of grass. And first, a little bit of information about these blades of grass. In an average American football field, and for my European friends, American football, that's the one with the pigskin and the ball with the pointy ends. Not the real football, but American football. In an average American football field, in a square 1 foot by 1 foot, there's about 100,000 blades of grass in that 1 foot by 1 foot square. Now, when you take that and you spread it across an entire American football field, using that 100,000 blades of grass average per 1 square foot, you get about 5.76 billion. Billion with a B. Blades of grass on an American football field. That's a lot of grass. I mean, imagine that for just one moment, all right? Imagine yourself, if you have to, close your eyes. Imagine yourself standing on one of the four corners of the end zone. You're in the far corner of the end zone, and you're looking across this football field. It's 120 yards down that way, and it's about 53 and a half yards wide. You maybe even imagine yourself crouching down and just looking across those blades of grass. All 5.76 billion blades of grass. Now imagine that every one of these blades of grass represent just one token of a query against ChatGPT. Now, if you remember, I did a video a little while ago explaining tokens, and you can take a look at that one if you want. But really simply, really quickly, a token for ChatGPT or any other AI is a unit of measurement that is used to base how much data it is using for a query. And some queries use many tokens, and some queries use very few tokens. And a token could be as simple as a word, or it could be a phrase. It varies in length depending on the data. And so it boils down to this unit of measurement called tokens. So now imagine that this one blade of grass is equivalent to one token in ChatGPT, one piece of data in a query for ChatGPT. And you're sitting there in the corner of that football field looking out across 5.76 billion blades of grass, or individual tokens, if you will, for ChatGPT. But that one football field doesn't even come close to how many tokens or blades of grass ChatGPT processes in a single day. Right now, it's estimated that ChatGPT has about 122 million or so active users using the system every single day. And again, it's estimated because we don't have exact numbers, because OpenAI does not release their exact numbers of tokens, but it's estimated that those 122 million users are processing about 100 billion tokens or individual blades of grass per day, every single day. So now, go back to that corner of the football field that you were on and look across that football field where you've got 5.76 billion blades of grass, 5.76 billion tokens being processed every single day by ChatGPT. Now start multiplying that by football fields. You're there, let's add another one next to that one, and another one next to that, and maybe two more over there, and a couple more this way, and maybe a couple more that way. You would have to add 17 and a third football fields in order to equate enough blades of grass for how many tokens ChatGPT processes every single day. That's a lot of tokens. That's a lot of football fields. 17 and a third football fields. Think about how big a professional football field is. It's massive. If you lined up or squared up even 17 football fields, and every single blade of grass accounted for one token that OpenAI or ChatGPT is processing on a daily basis, that volume just boggles the mind. It is insane the amount of processing that ChatGPT is doing every single day. Now, and that's one AI. That's ChatGPT. I'm not counting Grok or Gemini or Perplexity or any of the others, the countless AIs that are out there now. I'm only counting ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT might still be the most popular, the most highly used. I don't know that for a fact. I'm kind of guessing, making an assumption there, but still, all of those AIs processing all of those tokens every single day, and just ChatGPT alone is processing 17 and a third football fields worth of tokens on a daily basis. The volume is absolutely staggering. And if you think about it, a few years ago, we were barely even talking about AI. A few years before that, it was a dream. It wasn't necessarily any kind of reality that end users or consumers would have been able to use. It may have been here or there in some specific technologies, but it wasn't widely spread in anything that a consumer like you or I could use. So in just a few short years, we've gone from nobody using AI, nobody really knowing how to use AI, and nobody really doing anything with AI, to AI processing on a daily basis the same amount of tokens per blade of grass in 17 and a third football fields. And I know I've said it a bunch of times now, but it boggles my mind, the volume that we are doing on a daily basis with ChatGPT right now. It's incredible. And we are at the infancy of AI. Think about where we're going to be in 10 years from now. Those 17 football fields will be 170 football fields. Who knows? I'm guessing. I'm tossing a number out there. But the exponential growth of AI recently just seems to lend itself to this exponential growth for a long, long time as AI gets implemented everywhere. All right, so now that we've established how many tokens or blades of grass, let's do a little bit more math on this. On average, when you're typing in a query into ChatGPT, one token actually averages out to be about 3/4 of a word. So if you're typing a sentence, every 3/4 of a word equals one token on average. The energy needed to process one token of data is 2/100,000ths of a kilowatt. Now that's 0.00002 of a kilowatt in order to process just one token. And you're probably thinking, well, it's minuscule, right? I mean, that's tiny. But if you multiply that by 100 billion tokens a day, I'm gonna tell you, your toaster is jealous. That's what I'm gonna say, because that's a lot of power. It actually equals out to be about the same power or energy consumption that 66,000 homes would use in that one day. That's a lot of energy demand. And when you think about where AI and tokens and energy consumption is going in the next 5, 10, 20 years, it is going to be insane how much energy we need in order to power the AI consumption. Now, as models come out, they do get more efficient. As hardware comes out, it does get more efficient. So right now, the newer models of ChatGPT are using less energy than the old ones did. But the rise in efficiency is not keeping up for the rise in the demand for more blades of grass. Now, how we're going to pay for all of this energy-wise in the future is beyond me. I know that there's already some controversy starting about the volume of energy that we are going to need to produce just to support AI. That doesn't include any other sector of anything else in our country or around the world. An increase in housing means more energy. An increase in business means more energy. An increase in production means more energy. Not just AI. Across the board, we are going to need more and more and more energy to run everything, not just our blades of grass. Now, I'm not claiming to have any answers. As a matter of fact, this is one of those things that bothers me about using ChatGPT. I'm a AI proponent. I really enjoy ChatGPT. I enjoy my conversations with Quinn. I really find it useful as a tool for my work and what I do for a living. But it does bother me that I'm contributing to this massive amount of energy consumption without any real plan in sight on how we're going to manage it. I am also somebody who believes in climate change and who believes in that we are part of that change, that we are helping to cause that change. And so by me adding to the energy consumption of AI and to all of the electronic tools that I use, I am contributing to that global warming that is happening all around us. And now for those of us who are creators and who create vlogs and who do different creative projects, a lot of the time you're trying to tell a story. You're trying to take and have that story arc of, here we're going on a journey, we're marching up a hill, we have some problems, we overcome those problems, and we take the hill in the end. And there's this nice long story arc that is beginning, middle of controversy or challenges or strife, and then conclusion and victory. Da-da-da! I'm afraid today's story, I don't have the da-da-da victory for you. All I really have is food for thought. And that is, at some point in time, there's going to have to be a plan or a reckoning or something in order for us to manage all of the energy needs we need across the board for everything, not just AI, while at the same time not destroying our planet. I wish I had the answer, and I wish it was a simple one. I don't, and it's not. And wow, I'm going to end this vlog on almost doom and gloom. I didn't mean to be so doom and gloom. That's this guy. He kind of took a turn there, and all right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring you down if I brought you down, and I didn't mean to be all doom and gloom. It's one of those things that I was thinking about today as I happened to be using ChatGPT to solve a technical problem that I was having. And it did. It helped me solve it. But I thought, I wonder how much energy I just expended by solving this problem. And that's what took me down this rabbit hole of how many hundreds of thousands of a kilowatt did I use to solve my problem, and what is that equivalent in tokens? And if I visualize the tokens with blades of grass, how many blades of grass would that be, and how many football fields does that equate? And it really started to boggle my mind. And so I thought I would share it with all of you to boggle your minds as well. I know we have the ability to figure this out, and I have my faith in some very, very smart people among us who will help us get there. But right now, today, I know we don't have the answers. All right, and on that note, that's going to do it for me. But don't you worry, I'm sure I can come up with some more doom and gloom. And I will see you tomorrow.